Look at Mr. Fish. He's a good boy. Welcome back to a brand new video. You guys already know I'm so excited for this video. The time has finally come. It is time for an updated garden tour of 2026. This has been a long time coming and things are absolutely thriving. The garden is exploding with life and I can't wait to give you guys a little tour, a walkthrough of what all is growing. So come along, let's go see what is soon gonna be ready to harvest. You guys know that I have put a lot of effort into the garden this year. Everything was started from seed all the way back to February and March, minus the potatoes, which I got slips. And they are absolutely thriving as well. So I can't wait to show you guys all the hard work that's been put in this year. It is quite the contrast from last year. We're gonna have so much harvest coming very, very soon. So let's go check it out. Of course, the day that we picked to do a garden tour, it's gonna be overcast today and rainy, but also all of these Japanese beetles decided to hatch today and they're just flying around swarming. And they started way over at the barn first.
I don't know if y'all can see or not, but we've been noticing a lot of small Japanese beetles on the garden. And this morning we just came out here and there are thousands of grown Japanese beetles everywhere.
They're slowly moving towards the garden. Fingers crossed that this isn't going to be a big issue because so far I've only seen the little baby ones and they absolutely annihilated some of my zinnia flowers. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. So a lot of my flowers didn't really turn out like I thought this year, but I do have some pretty marigolds popping up, which are great to keep the pests away, but they're also really pretty.
The orange ones in the garden are really pretty.
Yeah, they're huge. I'm so excited to finally show you guys because it really is crazy to look back at just this garden being a completely bare open area full of weeds and grass this high, and now this year it is a legit garden. First I want to start with our little arched trellis right here. We put 2 of these raised beds here and we used 3 different cattle panels. And this one right here, I've got all of my loofah plants that are growing up big and tall, coming close. Some of the loofahs are already popping out, like right here. They look kind of interesting. You guys know you can make sponges out of loofahs, but also I want to try to eat some because they smell really, really good. Almost like a zucchini mixed with a cucumber. Okay, so that Japanese beetle jumped off, but I have been having some problems with them eating a lot of my plants here. Look at all of this holy basil. This is also called tulsi. And I've been drying a lot of these flowers. You guys, it smells so amazing. It's starting to rain, but this basil is insane the way it has grown, and it's supposed to deter pests. But right next to it, if you come in close, there's this zinnia flower that hasn't bloomed yet, but the beetles absolutely annihilated this. So they're kind of my arch nemesis right now.
You have little
Selective
babies
on what they like because they're not deterred by basil or marigolds, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to figure out how we can get rid of those. We have some lemon balm back here, which
is really yummy.
Yeah, it smells so good. And then back here on this big trellis, this was planted a little bit later, so it's gonna be ready just in time for the fall. This trellis right here, we have 2 cattle panels and we're gonna need every bit of strength here because what we're growing is really heavy. I've got 2 different types of pumpkins. These are the white pumpkins and some chocolate pumpkins. I don't know what is going on with the soil in these raised beds because there are so many mushrooms that just popped up overnight. We got a huge rain last night and now there are just mushrooms.
My goodness.
Everywhere.
There's hundreds of them.
My little mouse melon plants have not grown at all in a while, so I don't know if we're gonna have any mouse melons or not. I was really excited about those. Next we've got butternut squash, which I am really excited about. These are going to be a huge staple in our diet for the fall and the winter. So, and they store really, really well. And then on the outside of all of the beds, we have sweet potato slips, which are absolutely thriving. I did lose one of my pumpkins that I've planted here on the end of the trellis. This is gonna be a giant blue pumpkin. It's like a really ugly, big blue pumpkin, but I'm so excited about it. It's called a Marina pumpkin. I lost one on the other side, but we've still got one, so it should grow up here and have some giant pumpkins. I can't wait to video that for you guys. It's gonna be so magical, or whimsical.
Oh boy.
All right, enough outside of the garden. I got a little bit carried away with the trellises because I'm so excited of how it's gonna look when they're all full and lush, but let's go ahead and head into the garden and see what's really going on. It's raining! Andy had to take the trail camera off of the garden gate because I want the full effect, the dramatic effect. This is behind the scenes stuff. Now, pretend like I just opened that one.
Yep.
Now I'm opening this one. Hallelujah! Fish is running! Fish! It's raining! He wants to come for the garden tour!
Woo!
Okay guys, we are in the garden and you might be looking at this part and be like, what the heck is that? Well, this is straw. We are trying to cover up these two beds right here that were our beets and our carrots. They didn't do that great, so we're gonna be replanting them in about a month for a fall harvest. So we're trying to kill all of the grass and the weeds there. Just get that out of the way.
And you're determined to get a bunch of beets because I'm a pickled beet freak.
Yeah, but
I love me some pickled
yeah.
beets.
I was only able to make him one tiny little jar of pickled beets. I felt so bad, but we're gonna have a whole bushel full of beets, I promise. Okay, so this is the north side of the garden, and you guys, I just have to show you this. Here's another random tomato plant that has popped up from last year. Just crazy. We have them popping up all over the garden. If you guys remember, we did our trellises here all the way up. We've got 4 different cattle panels and trellises with all different stuff on it. We've got October beans and green beans here. This is where we had our peas, and yeah, so we just ripped up our peas so that we could replant, kind of like a succession planting of more beans. And then we have another random tomato plant from last year, and it's actually already getting some little cherry tomatoes on it already, which is just crazy. This is like a little gift tomato plant. We've got another one back, 2 more back there. We're just gonna let them go and see what happens. Then on this next trellis, this is green beans all the way through here.
Y'all can see the green beans are already going up the trellises.
Yes, they're climbing. These green beans are supposed to be, they're gonna be like this long, like they're really long green beans. Also, while we're looking, all along the north fence of the garden, I planted a ton of sunflower seeds. And you guys, they are all taller than me now. They're all gonna be so pretty. I did a variety of some Henry Wilds, I think are the ones that are like the giant. They're gonna be like this big, gigantic. And then there's some other ones. I can't remember the different varieties, but we're gonna have so many sunflowers. We're gonna feed them to the chickens, save some for us. Who knows, we might even try to eat the sunflower. I've seen you can do that, but regardless, they're absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait for them to be, they're really close. Oh my gosh, look at this one. This is like a black one. Look how beautiful that is. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Last thing right here, by the way, everything has exploded because yesterday we finally got a rainstorm, and I don't care how much we water the garden, it just doesn't do the same thing as nature's rain. Like everything just explodes if we get rain. So this trellis right here is cucumbers, which are going to be, I don't even know what to say about the cucumbers.
We're gonna have a lot in a short amount of time.
We're gonna have a ton of cucumbers. all growing up over this trellis.
It's gonna be so pretty walking through here when all this is growing up. It's with the sunflowers and the everything. It's gonna be.
I'm so excited. We're actually doing it, babe. We have a garden. Okay, so this last trellis here is October's. Is that right?
Yep.
October beans, which are so yummy. And these seeds were from Andy's grandfather, Sonny. We've saved them for a few years, and these are the most delicious beans. If you just cook them like a pinto bean with some cornbread and some chow chow or just fresh vegetables, they're absolutely delicious.
We've got a visitor. What do you think, fish sticks? So we've been concerned about running out of water over here. Last year our well ran dry, and thank goodness Heidi had another one drilled, but due to the lack of rain and the drought that we're in, we don't want to waste water watering this whole garden. So we ordered a drip line that we put in a couple of days ago. We haven't done the entire garden, but we've done most of it with this drip line, which conserves a lot of water. And we can kind of show you guys the setup, but we have it on a timer going back to the spigot, and we'll just turn it on the hot days with no rain for like an hour and a half, and it conserves a lot of water, and it doesn't get our leaves wet. So
yeah, it's awesome.
It works really well so far.
Yeah, no more 2-hour watering the garden in the evenings.
Yes, wasting a bunch of water.
Yeah. So, more time to hang out with the chickens, right?
That's right.
Okay, so at the very back of the garden, I did some corn, which Andy and I like corn, but it's not our favorite. This was really for my dad. We've got 4 rows here of yellow corn, yellow sweet corn, and then the back 3 rows are purple sweet corn. I just thought it would be fun to do some a different color. So those are growing good now that we finally got some rain, and that's our little corn block in the back. We decided to do a block because they pollinate a lot better than just single rows like we did last year. Hopefully we get a lot of corn. Come here, I forgot to show this. I know this is ridiculous, but I can't just leave a plant out. I feel bad. I forgot to tell y'all, I planted these nasturtiums. I don't know how to say it.
Nasturtium.
Nasturtiums. I planted these everywhere, and I am obsessed with them. Actually, we haven't eaten a ton yet, but they have these gorgeous flowers. They're delicious. They have a little bit of a spice. You can eat the leaves. The chickens can eat all of this too. And the best part is that, I'm trying to find one. Okay, so when the flowers die, if you don't eat them and you let them just die naturally, you're left with this beautiful little morsel here. And this can be used as a caper. So this one's kind of small. They get a lot bigger than that, but if you pickle these and put them in a jar, you can have homemade poor man's capers. They are delicious, and yeah, I can't wait to harvest these and show you guys a little recipe. I'm just so excited about that because this plant is 100% edible, and I would highly recommend it for anyone's garden. What does he think?
Hey, bud.
Oh.
Good need.
Okay, so moving on to the star of the garden for sure. Everyone has to have tomatoes and peppers. I mean, that's like your 2 #1 crops. And I must say, I think I might have overdone it with the tomatoes this year, but we're gonna have a ton of tomatoes. So what's wrong with that? As you can see, we have over 40 tomato plants here, and all of them are getting insane. They're crazy. They're so tall and spindly and going all different directions. They've been kind of really difficult to mangle and like teach them where to go. We use this Florida weave method, which is just rope kind of wrapped around all the tomato plants. I'm not sure if we'll do this next year because it's been pretty difficult, but we do have a ton of tomatoes already coming in, all different varieties. We've got a bunch of cherry tomatoes coming in, some bigger tomatoes down here. I wish I knew what all of these different varieties were, but I have no idea. They've all gotten so mixed up. But we've got interdeterminants, determinants, we've got canning tomatoes, we've got cherry tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes. Everything is organic, non-GMO, and it was all started from seed. So I'm really proud about that. As we're moving down this row, I want to show you guys some of these peppers which are finally thriving. These are our JRG peppers that are extremely spicy. It's kind of like a mix between a habanero and what else?
It's a lot like a habanero. And these peppers were maybe, what, 3 inches tall a few days ago, and now they've exploded.
We're gonna have so many peppers. Oh my goodness. And this year, to control a lot of the grass and the weeds, as you guys can see, I've got a bunch of straw here, but underneath it, I actually put some of our packing material that we use for shipping out our spices. We had a whole box full of this packing paper, and I'm like, that's the perfect thing to lay down underneath that's biodegradable, and it'll keep our grass and weeds down. So that has been working really well. Okay, so moving up our pepper row, these are Sargento peppers, which are, as you guys know, they're not that spicy, but it's a little contrast from our super spicy to kind of a milder spicy pepper.
It looks like there's already some
oh my gosh,
on there.
Look at all the blooms. And these here are the Escamillo sweet peppers, which we have gotten a couple of. Here's one right here. Look how long.
Wow.
They're so long. Woo! It's an Escamillo sweet pepper. These are like Italian cooking peppers. They're really good. But yeah, we're gonna make salsas. We're gonna freeze some, can some. Look at this one. Holy crap.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
That's a big one. Wow.
Pretty.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, all of our tomatoes keep on coming, and here's a good cluster. There's some cherries. These are I do know what these are. Cherokee purples.
Oh, that's Heidi's favorite.
My favorite tomatoes. A big juicy heirloom Cherokee purple tomato. Moving on, you guys have seen the peppers and the tomatoes, to the not so aesthetically pleasing portion of the garden. This is our yellow Patterson onion row, and it's really kind of gotten a little out of control. I've been neglecting it a little bit. It's got a lot of grass and weeds, but it is full of onions, and they will be ready sometime next month.
Yeah, you can see some of them are already starting to die back a little bit. They're starting to fall over, which means that it's almost time.
Yeah, almost.
You're looking good.
Right next to our onions, we've got all of our potatoes that we planted. Believe it or not, this is just 2 rows of potatoes.
Yeah, that is nuts. And they were a lot taller than this, but we had a really bad windstorm come through and it laid them all over. But these are dying back as well.
Yeah, so they'll be ready too in probably about a month, I would say, or less than a month.
Yeah.
Yellow Yukon potatoes, and then some other variety. They were just like a regular
Russet.
Yeah, russet. Lots of work ahead, but these were so tall. Like, I've never seen potato plants this tall. So hopefully we're gonna have some huge potatoes down there. And then over here, this was our broccoli over here, which I need to cut back, but I'm actually waiting to harvest some of the seeds. I don't know what this little patch is right now, but we're gonna let it roll just for a little bit because we've got our hands full with the rest of the garden. And then we're gonna replant right here at some point. Maybe we'll get some Brussels sprouts, maybe we'll get some more broccoli, I don't know.
Look at fish.
In this little raised bed right here, we have some more sweet potatoes. And this was our herb and lettuce bed. You guys saw me harvest a bunch of stuff. We've got, I think, 3 jars of dill that I dried out, and a bunch of frozen cilantro. and still so much lettuce that we can still eat. I'm letting it just go crazy because I want to be able to harvest the seeds for next year so we don't have to buy any seeds.
Pretty
And
flower.
these last two little rows here, this is another onion row that's gotten pretty out of control, but this is our red onion patch, and again, some more sweet potato slips, which are looking really good. Okay, so that almost wraps up our 2026 garden tour as everything is just starting to go into full swing. But Andy, I have one request. Can you bring me that big tub that you pulled out of all that rubble the other day and bring it over to the garden?
Yeah.
I have a really cool idea. You guys, I love repurposing stuff, and my mom had this over here so many years ago and she had it painted. I don't know what her plan was for it, but it was just sitting in all of this vine and rubble that Andy cleared out, and I'm so happy he did because now it's gonna have a new purpose. Woo! I can't wait to show y'all what my idea is. Good thing you got some big muscles. Maybe a little closer to the garden fence. Maybe a little over to the left. Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay, so when we come out of the garden and we have baskets and bushels full of tomatoes and peppers and potatoes and all these other vegetables, this would be perfect to have right outside of the garden to fill up with water and just be able to wash all of our produce right here instead of taking it all into the kitchen and getting all the mud and the dirt in the kitchen sink. I just feel like this is gonna be so cool to fill up with water and repurpose this thing. So I'm really excited. What do you guys think? It looks kind of gross right now, but it's gonna be cute. All right, you guys, that wraps up our 2026 garden tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into the garden this year. Lots of planning. I would say the planning is just as much as the actual planting. And then, as you guys know, the harvest and preserving and doing all of that is so much work too. But I'm really looking forward to it, and there's no better feeling than being able to harvest your own food, know where it came from, and make so many delicious meals with all of your hard work and your bountiful harvest. I love that. Whether it's fishing or hunting or gardening, it just feeds my soul. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to follow along as we begin to harvest a ton of stuff from our garden and share with you guys what our plans are to preserve it and meals to come. So stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Chickies! They want to come out. All right, you guys, I forgot to film pruning all of those tomato plants in the garden, and let me tell you, it was a lot. Like, they had gotten way out of control, but they had so many suckers on there that I was pruning off, and some of these suckers were over 3 to 4 feet tall. So I figured, why not use them for other tomato plants to give away to family and stuff? And look at some of these. They are absolutely gorgeous. They've got flowers on them, and they're already starting to grow some roots. All of those little nodes on there will be roots, and you can just plant this thing straight in the ground. So it's like literally endless tomato plants. Look at this one. They look a little bit unhappy right now because they're hot, but look how long this is. This is a huge tomato plant that was just cut off of one of the stems from our other tomato plants. And I want to show you guys what some of them look like that I've already got potted up, because if you didn't know, don't throw away your suckers when you're pruning your tomatoes, because you can just turn those into other tomato plants. It's amazing. So these are some of the plants that I potted up from pruning and they're ready to plant. I mean, I'm sure these things already have some crazy roots going on, and I just thought this was the coolest thing ever because it's literally endless tomato plants. And if you were in the business of, look at all the roots coming out of the bottom there. We could have tomatoes growing all the way through like December. Cool little fact. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
I think that is an awesome, cool tip that hopefully I didn't know before she showed me, and y'all
yeah,
probably didn't know it either.
but as if we need more tomato plants.
Yeah.